Hey guys, what's up? Today I felt I had a message I had to share to you guys, and so I'm dressed pretty real right now. You know, I got the headband on. I look like I'm a scoop of Oreo freaking ice cream. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna share this message with you guys, and I hope you take a lot out of it. I hope you take the time to listen. I hope you clicked on the link I sent in the chat. So I know a lot of us here played basketball before, and it's really fun to just, like play with friends and shoot around, or just shoot around by yourself. Well, I was actually at my house playing basketball by myself the other day, and I shot the ball, and it hit the rim and bounced all the way back to the back of my driveway. And I ran up and I grabbed the ball and I looked at the hoop and I said, I don't think I can make that shot. That's way too far. And I heard a little voice pop in my head and say, you have so little faith. And I was like, that's weird. And so I shot the ball and I missed, and I was thinking out loud, and I knew I wasn't gonna make the shot. And again I heard the voice that said, you have so little faith. And as I was thinking, and I was sitting there and I was like, wait, I've heard that before. And I was thinking, I was like, where is that from? And I finally remembered it's from the Bible. And it kind of reminded me of what's been going on in our youth group in the past month. Just when I started reading Matthew 14 again, it really spoke to me, and it opened up my eyes to things that maybe we all didn't see at first. See, we had this abundance of faith. It was overwhelming. Everybody felt it. Everybody knew it. It was amazing. But we kind of started to let it fall off, and we started to let it die. And it just spoke to me when I read this. And I know a lot of us have probably heard Matthew chapter 14. It's a story of Jesus walking on water, or at least that's one of the stories that is in there. And Jesus is walking on water to his disciples, who are out in the middle of the lake on a boat, and they're all frightened. They're all scared for their lives because there's a giant storm and it's throwing the boat back and forth, and they don't know what's going to happen. And they look out and they see someone walking on the water, and they don't know who it is. So they call out, who is it? And Jesus replies, it's me, Jesus. And they don't really believe him at first. So Peter, good old Peter, looks to Jesus. So Peter says, Lord, if it is really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water. And Jesus says back, yes, come. So Peter went to the side of the boat, and he steps out, and he starts walking towards Jesus. But he looks over and he sees the storm, and this is where Peter hesitates. So in Matthew 14, 30 through 31, it says, but when he saw the strong wind and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. Save me, Lord, he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. You have so little faith, said Jesus. Why did you doubt me? See, that's what started to happen to some of us. We wanted Jesus to call us out, and we stepped out, but then we started thinking of the storm, and maybe it's a storm we have at home with friends, or even just inside of ourselves. And we got scared, and we hesitated, and we allowed ourselves to sink. And one thing we didn't do, as we tried to identify what's going on, one thing we didn't do, we didn't call out, and we didn't say, Lord, save me. We didn't say, Lord, save us. We need you right now. We don't know what's happening. We're on a decline. We don't want to decline. We want to incline. We didn't say that. We said, what can we do? And we didn't rely on the Lord because we know that he can do all, but we forgot in that moment because we wanted to do it ourselves. Some of us decided calling out to Jesus was too hard, or setting down our phone to go read the Bible was too hard, that when we were in a tough situation, it was too hard to call out to Jesus. We wanted to see what we could do on our own, but we forgot that when Jesus calls us to do something, there are going to be points where we can't do anything unless we have him, that we can't do what he calls us to do unless we have Jesus. And just, we let our pride consume us, honestly. We started thinking it was me that that gave me that faith. No, it wasn't us. It was God who gave us the Holy Spirit to have that faith and that encouragement. And we need to remember that. We need to let that soak in and sink in. So as I got that ball, I decided the shot was too far. It was too hard for me to make, and I wasn't going to take it. But Jesus said, hey, faith is knowing that even when it doesn't happen, it will. Even though you're not going to make that shot this time, you will. Even though you didn't get that relationship that you wanted, I got a better one lined up for you. Even though you didn't think that friendship was going to ruin your relationship with me, it did and it will. And even though what you asked me for didn't happen immediately, it will. Why do you have so little faith? Why did you doubt me? We looked at the situation we were in with the decline, and we said, it's too hard right now. We thought, I could go read my Bible, but I'm texting somebody right now. I could go and pray, but my friend wants me to hang out. And then we started doing this thing where we looked at other people and their faith and how low they were, and we used it to justify our comfortability with where we were. We said, hey, they're way down there and I'm right here. I'm good. But that's not how faith works. You don't sit at one spot and say, I'm good with where I am. Your faith needs to increase, because faith is an action. It's not a feeling. And as I continue to shoot the ball and miss and think, man, it's not going to happen. Why do you have so little faith? Kept replaying in my head until I made the shot. And I finally got it. I finally got what I was saying. And some of you may ask, well, did you make the shot every time after that? No, I didn't, because that's not how faith works. Because when God calls you to do something, it's not going to be a smooth ride. You're not going to make every shot you take. There's going to be bumps in the road, and you got to trust God that what he says will come to fulfillment, that what he's doing through you will have a greater outcome than you could even imagine. Faith is knowing that even when it doesn't happen, it will.